Welcome back. Time now to Get Real. And tonight I'm doing things a little differently. In a minute, we're going to be joined by my friend Chris Farrell from Judicial Watch to discuss this topic. But I wanted to set things up for you first from my perspective. I'm 45 years old, so I wasn't around during the 40s and the 50s and the whole McCarthy years and those hearings that involved the communist blacklist. But I did listen to my grandmother and my teachers growing up. And in my adult life, I've done my research. And with that said, I'm noticing something that maybe you, the viewers out there, have noticed too. And that's the similarities between what happened back then and what's happening today, which I believe shows the true hypocrisy of the radical left in our modern society. Those lists that were created over 70 years ago are similar to the lists we see in the mainstream media today. Yeah, that's right. They're using them to call out Republicans, or the lists that are being made up of Trump supporters by left-wing radical officials like AOC. Yeah, remember that tweet there? And also the constant online doxing that they're doing to conservatives on social media platforms. These leftist punks are literally painting a target on conservatives who go against any of their narrative. It is disgusting and it is downright dangerous. They are putting people's lives, the lives of their family, their children, and their livelihoods at risk. All for what? For not agreeing with their politics. How did we get here, folks? You know that old phrase that we've all been taught? Those who do not learn from their past are doomed to repeat it. Well, it appears that right now the left has forgotten our country's past because their actions are dangerously reckless and undemocratic. The tracking and creating lists of fellow Americans who don't share the same ideology? It's not the America I know and love. Joining me now with more on exactly how ironic all of this is the Director of Investigations over at Judicial Watch, our friend here at One America News, Chris Farrell. Chris, thanks for joining me here for my rant at the end of the show. How are you doing, sir?
Great to be with you. Thanks.
So, you've looked into stuff for decades. Judicial Watch is all about tracking. And so when I called you earlier today, I knew that you would know more than me. And you've only got a couple years on me, so you know a little bit more about history than me as well. So I just wanted to kind of get your take on my feeling looking back and seeing how when communism was on the rise in the late 40s into the 50s in this country, and you had McCarthy and Republicans back then, some making lists of Hollywood celebs and then just other Americans that were potentially communists, we saw the downfall of that. People were getting blacklisted that shouldn't have. Their businesses, their lives were being ruined. And fast forward to today, and you have folks on the left who are spouting out socialism and communism, now making lists and trying to ruin the lives of conservatives who are just being patriotic and want to keep the America that we know and love in check and keep democracy alive. Isn't that so ironic?
There are some great ironies here. First of all, the dirty little secret is that in large part, Senator McCarthy was correct, and the people that he identified as being communists were in fact communists.